Hello, this video is for anyone who is absent today and also especially for period 7 because I am going to the doctor today. So let me talk to you about what we're doing. First of all, I want you to know that I've got both tests graded. I will actually, 7th period, I'll hand back your test tomorrow. I don't know if my sub knows your names well enough. I'm not sure who my sub is going to be. So anyway, if you would do me a favor, pause this video, go look on Schoology, check your score at least for both the Amplify test and the vocab and key concept test, just so that you know what your score is, just in case you need to retake. You and I will schedule that when I get back tomorrow. 7th period, I did not receive your modeling a tsunami wave lab sheet. And I don't know if it's because I was gone that day or I forgot to ask for them. I'm not quite sure. But this is what it looks like, modeling a tsunami wave. Will you please open GoodNotes and look to see, you should have 2 pages. And they were filled out because I went over these in class. If you have any questions on those, you can ask me tomorrow, but you should have them finished and filled out, and then go ahead and hand in both sheets as a PDF to the name Modeling a Tsunami Wave lab sheet. Go ahead and stop the video and do that, please. Okay, and I have a big announcement. If you remember, I told you that I was talking to Mr. Johnson about a possibility for a bonus for those students who in each class has the best design for the early warning system. And Mr. Johnson and I finally came to an agreement. Let me show you what I had originally asked for. So I wanted to give you a punch card that had 10 points on it. So each one of those smiley faces was a point, and that you could use any of these points as a bonus for any assignment, formative or summative. And so let's say you took a test and you got a 70% and you wanted to get an 80%. You could use all of these bonus points for that. Well, unfortunately, I can't do that because looking at our grading policy, it says very clearly that we do not allow extra credit. And I tried to argue that bonus was not extra credit, but it kind of is. And I understand his point. So I cannot offer you this. But the next best thing that we both agreed on was this. This is your bonus. You have a 1 free formative assessment. So in recognition of your outstanding tsunami early warning system, all you have to do is present this card to Mrs. Clayton, to be excused from any formative assessment. Most of the formatives are worth 10 points. Sometimes I have a formative that's worth 25 points, and you can be excused from any formative assessment. Now, no duplicates of this card will be issued, so do not lose the card. If you lose it, then I'm sorry, you've lost it. It's also non-transferable. You can't give it to a friend and say, hey, I'm giving my card to my friend Jimmy who needs the extra points or who wants this. You cannot do that. It expires May 17th, 2024. So you've got quite a long ways to hang on to it and use it when you want to. Okay, that's our bonus. Let's go ahead and log on to Plate Motion Engineering Internship Day 4. So go into Amplify, log into Plate Motion Engineering Workshop. You're going to look at Day 4, go down to your activity number 1, and you'll have that blue link to open up your Futura work site, and then choose Day 4. So today we're going to continue our research. This is our last day to research by reading chapter 4. Okay, we're going to do this actually together. I'm going to let you guys work together as a group. So tsunamis, let's go ahead and read chapter 4. Actually, darn it, I wanted to see what she had. Oh, let me do this really fast. I'm going to come into Amplify. I'm going to go to Futura. I'm going to see what Hannah has written on the message. Let's read that together. I'll come down to Day 4. And she says, "Hi, interns. At Futura, collaboration is important. We will work in small teams to share information and solve challenging problems. I heard you worked well with your colleagues to communicate scientifically about the patterns and evidence needed to understand the Indian Ocean region. Please continue to practice this skill throughout the rest of the internship. Today, you'll complete the research phase by reading Chapter 4, Tsunami Warning Systems from the dossier, and analyzing the sensor types. You will also do some focused exploration of how the sensors in Tsunami Alert work together. And then for after-hours work, I want you to describe your understanding of the project so far by submitting the project summary. We're actually not going to do that. We're not doing that. But you are going to work together in reading the Chapter 4. I'd like you to work with a partner. You may work with one other person, no groups of 3. You and one other person will read Chapter 4, and I want you to annotate as we're reading. You're going to highlight the answers, how tsunami warning systems work, and how different types of sensors function, okay? Once you've finished reading it, then I want you to focus on the 3 criteria, okay? So our early warning sensor criteria is that we need to maximize average warning time. We need to minimize false alarms. We need to keep costs low, okay? Because your choice of sensors will affect how your design meets these criteria. You need to learn about how each type of sensor functions. You can find this information in Chapter 4, okay? A sensor is a device that detects information in its environment and how it responds. You are going to learn about 3 different types of sensors: earthquake, sensors that are placed on land. You'll learn about shallow sensors, they're placed in the water, and deep sensors that are placed in the water. You're going to use this sensor analysis. So remember, the word analysis means to study in detail for a purpose. We're going to study each of these sensor types for the purpose of finding out which one is best to use in what location and for what purpose, okay? So as you read through Chapter 4, you're going to highlight or fill in the information for each one. So for the earthquake, you're going to find out, is it best for detecting earthquakes, local tsunamis, or ocean-wide tsunamis? And then color in that box. They should be placed on or in land, deep water, or shallow water. Check in the box or fill in the box. And then I want you to go through and find out what are the pros and what are the cons. This sensor analysis worksheet is due for you tomorrow on Tuesday, and we're going to go through that together, okay? I'm going to skip through a couple slides because we did some things a little bit differently in the other classes. And for you guys, once you are finished with that sensor worksheet, you have to be all the way finished, then I want you to go ahead and play this part of the video. So stop this video and finish your worksheet. Okay, so if you have any time left in class, let's work through this. Understanding sensors in the tsunami alert. I'm going to show you what to look for when you run a test. So we're going to keep our sensor analysis worksheet on your iPad. I don't want you to go to the sim. Okay, I'm just going to talk through this. And then tomorrow, I'm going to give you a chance to go ahead and get to work on this. So tomorrow, you guys are going to start running your tests. You'll need to select each sensor to reveal its sensor summary flag, and the data will help you evaluate the sensor's performance. Actually, I think it probably would be best if I waited for this, because you're not going to understand this because I won't have a chance to go through this with you. So here's the deal. I'm going to ask you to please make sure that you finish this. Don't hand it in. It's a paper copy. Don't hand this in. and we'll go over it tomorrow, okay? If you have any class time left over, you can go ahead and read your book for AR, or you can work on other homework. All right, I'll see you tomorrow, you guys.